Hey guys, it is Thursday, the 28th. Okay, today you did part 2 of your test, and now hopefully you found it very easy. It was a shorter part. So now you're going to watch this video, and as always, you're writing your notes in your composition book and doing the try these. You can pause it at any time that you would like. You can come back to it. You can review it. This will always stay on my blog, so if you need a refresher, you can do that. Okay, we started yesterday talking about slope, and you calculated slope, and you talked about the different types of slope. If you remember correctly, there's a positive sloping line, a negative sloping line, zero slope, which is a horizontal line, and an undefined slope, which is a vertical line. So now what we want to do is we want to talk about graphing. We're going to graph today. And again, this is review from last year, and I realize this is up here. I need to get rid of it. You graphed last year, but like I said, some of us are struggling with that, so that's why we're spending some time reviewing. Okay, first of all, we need to just make sure we understand you need to graph from slope-intercept form. Slope-intercept form is y is equal to mx plus b. Y is equal to mx plus b, where m is your slope, b is your y-intercept. And a y-intercept, as you remember, is your initial value, it's your starting point. Now, many times I'm not going to give you an equation in slope-intercept form. I will give you an equation in something called standard form. And standard form just basically is ax plus by is equal to c, where a, b, and c are integers. And I spelled that wrong, sorry about that. Are integers. So let's start off with something very basic. If I give you y is equal to 5x plus 3, and I want you to identify the slope and the y-intercept. Your m is always your coefficient of x, which is 5, and we're going to write it 5 over 1 because we need rise over run. Your y-intercept is 3, but we're going to write it as an ordered pair. So your y-intercept is 0, 3. Now right off the bat from yesterday, we know 5 over 1 is a positive slope, so therefore it's going to look like this. Now we'll come back and graph that in just a moment. So then example number 2, and I'm going to change this to a minus. Okay, so you're going to identify m and b. Your m is your coefficient of x, and your b is your constant, but remember, write it as an ordered pair. So that's very simple. It's in slope-intercept form. You identify m and b. Next, what if I say, hold on, somebody's coming to the door. Wait, y'all come in. It's just makeups.
Oh, I just brought candy.
Ross, you're the best. Thank you. Part 1 of the test. It's not for help session. It's just makeups. That's okay. Sorry, guys. Okay, number 3. Where was I? Okay, what if I give you my slope is negative 2/5, and my y-intercept is 0, 7, and I want you to write it in slope-intercept form. Well, we know that m is always your coefficient of x. Your y-intercept is your constant. And there it is. Now, what if I say I'm giving you an equation 4x plus 3y is equal to 12. And I want you to identify m and b. Well, it's in standard form. Before you can identify m and b, your slope and your y-intercept, you need to write it in slope-intercept form. So, slope-intercept form means you need to solve for y. So get rid of 4x. So 3y is equal to negative 4x plus 12. Divide everything by 3. Now that it's in slope-intercept form, now I can identify your slope, which is your coefficient, and your y-intercept is your constant. Okay, let's do one more of those. Okay, we're putting it in slope. The directions would be identify m and b, your slope and your y-intercept, so you need to automatically understand that you need to write it in slope-intercept form. Divide everything by negative 3. So 2 over negative 3 simplifies, put your negative in the numerator. 12 over negative 3 is a negative 4. So now my slope is negative 2/3. My y-intercept is 0, negative 4. Okay. Now, okay, so now with this one, if I asked you to graph 4x plus 2y equals 6, okay, the understood step you have to do is write it in slope-intercept form. Then another understood step is you need to identify the slope and the y-intercept. Once you've identified slope and y-intercept, then you can graph. So put it in slope-intercept form. Divide by 2. That gives you y is equal to, simplify, you get negative 2x plus 3. So now identify your slope and y-intercept. Slope is negative 2 over 1. Your y-intercept is 0, 3. You all should have picked up a piece of graph paper. So I want to graph negative, my slope is negative 2 over 1 and my y-intercept is 3. So I plot b first. B comes first in the alphabet. So I plot 0, 3. And 0, 3 is right here. It's 3 on the y-axis. Now remember, this is a negative, and I didn't do it for the other problems, and I forgot. It's a negative sloping line, so my line should be going down. Okay, well, as you know, slope is rise over run. Well, it's negative 2, which means I'm going to fall, so I'm going to go down 2, which is a negative move, and then I'm going to go right 1. If I went down 2 and right 1 below my point, then I'm going to do the opposite and go up 2 and left 1. That's all you have to plot. Then with a straight edge, you're going to connect those points and take it all the way through the graph. And there is your line. Let's do number 7. I want you to graph 4y minus 3x is equal to 8. So again, you've got some understood steps. First, you have to put it in slope-intercept form. Then you have to identify m and b. Then you get to graph it. So add 3x. That gives you 4y is equal to 3x plus 8. Divide by 4. So y is equal to 3/4 x plus 2. My slope is 3/4, it's your coefficient of x, and your y-intercept is your constant, written as an ordered pair. So now when I graph this, my y-intercept was 0, 2, and my slope was 3/4. We know it's positive, so it should look like that. So 3/4 means I'm going to rise 3, I'm going to go up 3 and right 4. So if I go up and right, I need to go down and left. Connect my points all the way through my graph, and then to check it, is this line in the same direction as this line? And yes, they are. Now, as you know, there are two special cases. Okay, y is equal to 5. Okay, that is written in slope-intercept form. If you really want to rewrite it,
teachers and staff, this is a reminder that educators first are they're in the pit
these
stop.
two,
so please stop by to see them. Thank you.
these two mean the same thing. So my slope is 0, and my y-intercept is 0, 5. So if I plot 0, 5, okay, first of all, 0 sloping line, we know, is a horizontal line. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There's my y-intercept, and I need a horizontal line going through that point. Sorry for all the interruptions, guys. We know it's a horizontal line. Another thing, y equals, okay, y equals 5 means every y value is 5. And if you look, every y value along this line is going to be 5. And then the other special case is x is equal to -3. Okay? And you should know it's an undefined slope because x cannot equal -3. That is not a linear function. And there is no y-intercept. So where is -3 on the x-axis? We know it's going to look like this. -3 on the x-axis is this. Where do I have -3 for every x coordinate? Straight up and down. Another way to look at it, there is no y in this equation, therefore it does not go through the y-axis. You need to do these problems, graph them, so then you have to do the understood steps, meaning put in slope-intercept form, identify slope and y-intercept, and then you graph it. Okay, make sure you have those 10 completed for tomorrow, and have a great night.